The state of Texas is investigating claims that migrants unlawfully crossing into the U.S. at the Texas-Mexico border are being treated inhumanely. It comes after a DPS trooper sent an email saying they were told to push migrants back into the river, deny them water, and more. Reporters at the Houston Chronicle broke the story. I spoke with one of them, Jeremy Wallace, about what they've learned. The Houston Chronicle broke a really big story about a letter from a DPS trooper stationed at the border with Operation Lone Star to his supervisors. Tell us what was in this email.
Yeah, this is a medic with the DPS, an officer with them, who was concerned about some of the tactics that he was seeing used at the border to repel migrants from the shoreline. He says in his letter that, DPS officers were pushing people back into the water, including, children and, pregnant women, and pushing them away from the shore. Now, the question is, was it physically putting hands on people to push them into the water and get them away from the shore? Or, as DPS has tried to correct and say, look, no, we're just putting barriers here to make people push away from the shore. We're not telling officers to do that. But that's caused them to have to now, open their own investigation to make sure their DPS, officers and the National Guard troops that are there aren't overstepping the line and aren't misinterpreting what they want to get done down there.
What are we hearing from the state about all of this, particularly about the investigation and investigating these claims from the email? Yeah,
they've made the case that this is a misunderstanding and misinterpretation. And so one of the things that was explained to me by one DPS official, who I can't name right now, but they told me that they think, there's so many troops coming in and out, they're on a rotation. So it's not the same DPS troopers there every day, day in and day out. They've moved people in and out constantly. And so what they're concerned about is that maybe with all that, turnover that's happening there, people are misinterpreting, orders and not hearing things the same way that they should. And so they're saying, look, yes, we have told people to push migrants back, but we don't mean physically with hands. We mean physically in terms of putting a barrier there so people will go somewhere else.
You can watch more of my interview with Jeremy Wallace on Texas This Week this Sunday morning during KVUE News Daybreak at 8:40 a.m.